Now we'll discuss this topic, hidden goodwill. Same topic we had in the chapter admission also. Hidden goodwill means the goodwill will be missing in the question. You have to apply one formula. There it was total capital less net worth. We got the value of hidden goodwill of the firm. Later we computed the new partner's share and we did the question. Now in this chapter admission, in this chapter retirement, hidden goodwill formula will be amount to be paid the retiring partner, amount to be paid the retiring partner less retiring partner's capital, within brackets you have to write after all adjustments, amount to be paid less retiring partner's capital. Finally the answer what we get is retiring partner's goodwill. It's not the goodwill of the firm you are getting, directly you are getting the partner's share. So what is hidden goodwill formula here in retirement chapter? The amount to be paid the retiring partner. See, we know that at the time of retirement we will have to pay some amount to the outgoing partner. So that is what you have to take here. It will be mentioned in the question. Less retiring partner's capital after all adjustments. Meaning is, see, after revaluation you will be prepared something called as partner's capital account. That time, if suppose B is the retiring partner, so you will be having three columns A, B, C in partner's capital and the balancing figure of B. That means it is the amount you have to pay the retiring partner. Understood? You write finally two balance carry down. Simply the balancing figures you will be writing no. Then that partners, retiring partners column balance is called retiring partners capital after all adjustments. So it's a capital balance you have to take here. Then finally, so if you deduct the amount to be paid less, this is also the amount you have to pay. So when there is a difference between these two, that means there is goodwill. And this is not the goodwill of the firm. In the chapter admission, what you got was goodwill of the firm, but now what we are getting is directly that retiring partner's share of goodwill. No need to again compute his share. This is his share of goodwill, not the goodwill of the firm. Then you must write the journal entry. What's the journal entry in this case? What is the basic entry you studied for goodwill in this chapter? It is gaining partner's capital account debtor to retiring partner's capital. That basic entry you have to record. Only when they ask you to open goodwill, rarely only they will be asking such questions. Other than that, you can record this basic entry everywhere. Gaining partner's capital account debtor to retiring partner's capital account. See illustration 19. Illustration 19. Amal, Biki, Chandu are partners. Ratio is given. Chandu retires after making adjustments for reserves and gain on revaluation. His capital balance is 2,20,000. That is the second amount you have to write. Then Amal and Biki, the other two partners, agreed to pay him 2,50,000 in full settlement. So that's the first one, amount to be paid him. Pass necessary entry if the new ratio is 1:3. So what's the journal entry? Gaining partner debtor to retiring partner. Before that you need to compute the goodwill. So hidden goodwill calculation you need to do. Once again you write the formula, repeat the formula. I'm not writing it again, but you must write it. Hidden goodwill formula. And here the amount to be paid. What's the amount to be paid? It is given here as 2,50,000. So 2,50,000, yes. Less, who's the partner? Is it B? Chandu is retiring. So C is capital after all adjustments it's given as all these figures directly given in this question, or else this capital balance means that's a balancing figure of partner C. Now what you get is 30,000, that is the goodwill of C. C's share of goodwill is 30,000. Now we can write the journal entry. Gaining partner debtor to retiring partner. So we need to find who are the gaining partners. So for that you have to compute the gaining ratio. Can we just strike off and take it as same as your old ratio? No, because here we have one more additional information, that is the new ratio between partners. So now we'll apply the formula. Gaining ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. So you have to do the calculation because all these working note will be given marks. So you have to do the calculation and the gaining ratio will be 1:5. Do calculation, get the answer. So gaining ratio will get as 1:5. Now you can write the journal entry, draw the format. Only one entry we will be having. And the gaining partners here, Amal and Vicky. So you write Amal's capital account debtor, Vicky's capital account debtor to Chandu's capital account. What is Chandu's share? 30,000. That we'll divide in the gaining ratio of 1:5. So it is 30,000 into 1/6. That is 5,000 and 25,000. Goodwill paid to the retiring partner by the gaining partners. That's the journal entry. Gaining partner debtor to retiring partner. So that's all about hidden goodwill. The next is we'll start the comprehensive questions like revaluation, partner's capital and the balance sheet. Before that there is some journal entry questions. Okay, we'll discuss it. Illustration 21 you must work out. Now I'll explain that. X, Y and Z are partners. Ratio is given. Z is retiring from the firm. On the date of Z's retirement, following balances existed in the books of the firm. General reserve is there. P&L account debit balance. Now, general reserve on which side of balance sheet you can see? General reserve will be there on the liability side. Now, when you transfer to partner's capital, it will be by general reserve. And what will be the journal entry? Posting you all know. By general reserve in partner's capital. And what will be the journal entry? The question is to write the journal entry. Answer is general reserve account debtor to old partners. It is the old partners, same like previous chapter. Old partners capital account. Here old and ALL both are same. Anyways, you have to mention their names. So general reserve account debtor to X capital, Y's capital, Z's capital. And that general reserve amount is 90. Divide it in their old ratio. The next item given there is P&L debit balance. What is the meaning of P&L debit balance? It is a loss. And for a firm, loss is an asset. So you can find it on the asset side. See, all these you must know. Nobody will tell you like P&L debit balance is there on the asset side. That you must know. So P&L debit balance is on the asset side. So when you transfer, it will be to P&L. Partner's capital debit side you will be transferring. So now what is the journal entry? Write the journal entry very carefully. Don't write the reverse. Old partner's capital debtor to P&L. And what's the amount here? 15,000 you have to divide in the old ratio. Then the next item is EPF, Employees Provident Fund. We have discussed it already. Will you distribute it among partners? No, you should not. It is something payable to employees. So what can be the journal entry for EPF? Anyways, it will not come in partner's capital. Now, sometimes it can come in revaluation if there is increase or decrease in EPF. It's a liability. So that liability increase or decrease you have to take in revaluation. In this question, there is no difference for EPF. So nothing to be done. No journal entry to be recorded. If you were preparing accounts directly, that will go to balance sheet. So no entry for that. Then next one is workman compensation reserve, which was no more required. That means there is no claim for that. So directly that 12,000 you can distribute. And to which side you will transfer? Workman compensation reserve will be there on the liability side. So when you transfer, it will be like by workman compensation reserve. So entry is workman compensation reserve debtor to old partners divided in their old ratio. So that you have to do. Next, we'll work out illustration 24. Alia, Karan, Shilpa partners ratio is 5:3:2. Goodwill appeared in the books 60,000. That means in the balance sheet we have 60,000. General reserve is also there in the books, so that also you have to transfer. Karan decided to retire, and on the date of his retirement, goodwill of the firm was valued at 2,40,000. That 2,40,000 means it is the goodwill appearing in the adjustments, whereas the other goodwill of 60,000, it is there already in the balance sheet. The other 2,40,000 means it is the adjustment goodwill. Both are different. Entries are different. The new ratio is given. Journal entries you have to write. For goodwill appearing in the books, that means in the balance sheet. Balance sheet, which side you can find goodwill? Balance sheet, asset side you can find goodwill, and that will be transferred to the debit side. So now the journal entry will be old partners capital debtor to goodwill. That 60,000 we will divide. And old partners here, alias capital account debtor, draw the format. Date, particulars, LS, debit, credit. You give the column headings also. Alias capital debtor, then Karan's Shilpa's debtor to goodwill. That's 60,000. You have to divide in the old ratio. The ratio is 5:3:2, 30, 18 and 12. So that is transferring of goodwill from the books, or you can write writing of goodwill. That's exact narration. Writing of goodwill in the books. Next is there is general reserve in the books. General reserve will come on the left liability side of the balance sheet, and that must be transferred as by general reserve. And what will be the journal entry? Partners capital is getting credited, so your entry will be general reserve account debtor to old partners. All three are old. To Alia, to what are their names? To Karan and to Shilpa. And the amounts will be, the division will be general reserve is 20,000. So 10/6/4, that's the division. Divide it in the old ratio. 20,000. Write the narration, general reserve transferred to partners, old partners capital. Next item what we have is goodwill in the adjustment. There is one goodwill here like 2,40,000, that's a goodwill in the adjustment, and the new ratio is given. And what is the journal entry for goodwill given in the adjustment? The basic entry you have to write. The entry is gaining partners capital debtor to retiring partners capital. Before you write the entry, you must compute the gaining ratio. We have to see whether both are gaining or whether only one of them is gaining. So we'll compute the gaining ratio. Do it as working note here. Gaining ratio, it is no, new ratio minus old ratio. And while you compute Alia's gain, what is Alia's new share? It's directly given now. 2/5 minus 5/10. So it is 4 minus 5 or minus 1 by 10. Okay. Then Shilpa's gain that is 3 by 5 minus 2 by 10, 6 minus 2, 4 by 10. So 1 is negative answer. When you computed gaining ratio, if one of the figures is negative, that means it is the sacrificing proportion. This partner is sacrificing. Alia is sacrificing in this question. Only Shilpa is gaining. Now there will be a change in journal entry. While you write the journal entry, how it will be? Gaining partner's debtor. Shilpa will be debited. To retiring partner. Retiring partner's name is Karan. So we'll write to Karan's capital. What about Alia? Alia can be debit? No. Only gaining partner can be debited. So sacrificing partner, what should we do? He must be credited. Just like the new partner, the retiring partner, you must credit Alia's account. Same thing we did in the chapter admission, but there it was the reverse. Okay. So anyways, gaining partner only must be debited. If there is sacrificing, he must be credited. The reverse you have to do. So now we'll continue the journal entry. Shilpa's capital account debtor she is the only gaining partner. Shilpa's capital account debtor 2. The retiring partner is Karan. Karan's capital 2. Since Alia is sacrificing, Alia must be credited. So 2 Alia's capital. Now you have to write the amounts. That also must be done carefully. This is the goodwill journal entry which we are writing, and goodwill of the firm is given 2,40,000. Can we just directly write 2,40,000 and just do the division? No. 2,40,000 is goodwill of the firm. You have to compute what is retiring partner's share. Always you have to compute what is retiring partner's share. Only that will be given to the retiring partner. So out of 2,40,000, Karan's share will be there in his old ratio. So Karan's share is, what is his proportion? His proportion is 3 by 10. Okay, so 2,40,000 into 3 by 10 you have to do. That is 72,000 will be Karan's share. Then Alia, why we are crediting Alia? Because she is sacrificing. What is a sacrificing proportion that you take from your working note? Sacrificing proportion is 1 by 10. So what should we do? 2,40,000 into 1 by 10, that is 24,000. Should we take minus 24,000? No. I had explained the same topic in the chapter admission. Already we are crediting Alia because she is sacrificing. So we credited. We are giving some share to Alia also. So already we have credited. So again no need to write it as a negative figure. Then Shilpa can be debited either with the total amount. You can just add and take 96,000. Or what you can take is 2,40,000 into what is Shilpa's proportion. Shilpa's proportion means not from the old ratio. Why Shilpa is debited? Because she is gaining. And what is her gaining proportion? That is what you have to take. Her gaining proportion is 4 by 10. Isn't it? 4 by 10, right? Just see your working note. Yes, 4 by 10. Shilpa's proportion is 4 by 10. So either you can do, just add the credit sides and write, that is easy, or else this way also fine. 2,40,000 into Shilpa's gaining proportion you have to take. Why the gaining proportion? Because Shilpa is the gaining partner. Don't do 2,40,000 into Shilpa's old proportion. You must take her gaining proportion because she is getting debited, because she is gaining. Here, why did we credit Alia with 1 by 10? Because that is her sacrificing proportion, not the old proportion. And Karan is the retiring partner. His share we have to take from the old ratio. That's the only option. Next we have, okay, now we'll move on to comprehensive question. Again, it is exactly the same like your admission chapter. Only a slight difference is there while you do partners capital. So you can give the heading comprehensive questions. Illustration 25 we'll do first. Illustration 25. Actually, the question is asking you to write journal entries, then the accounts. Now we'll just do accounts. We have done journal entry question in the last chapter. Same thing you can try here also. Same format and same steps you have to follow. So this question we'll do only accounts. So prepare evaluation account. There is other name for evaluation. It's given there. P&L, profit and loss adjustment account. So revaluation or profit and loss adjustment account. Then partners capital and balance sheet also we have to do. We'll start with revaluation. What should we do? The first step is look into the adjustments. Read the adjustments only. Provide for doubtful debts at the rate of 5% on sundry debtors. So it is increase in liability. There is no provision in the balance sheet. So it is increase in liability. So here we will write to provision for doubtful debts. See the prefix. It's to be computed. It's a new provision. So just directly compute 5% on your debtors 90,000. So it is 4,500. Then the next item is what is happening to reduce stock in machinery by 5% and 10%. So we have to write to stock and to machinery. Directly compute 5% and 10%. Amounts will be 3,500 and 6,000. Since it is by, you can just directly take the figures. Then building is revalued at 1,50,000. At means you have to take the difference. So earlier it was 1,40,000. Now it is 1,51,000. So it is increased by 11. By building 11,000. With this your revaluation is over. Compute the balancing figure and you can just close this. The balancing figure, it is on the credit side. By loss transferred to all three partners. What are their names that you have to mention? ABC 1,500, 1,000 and 500. 3,000 is the balancing figure. Write the totals also. Here you must write A's capital, B's capital, C's capital. So that is your evaluation. Now we can start the partner's capital. Partner's capital account. Particulars, three partners we have. We have to start as usual with the opening balance. There is no change. All these steps are same. By balance brought down, we have to write the opening balances. You have to take from your balance sheet. It is 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh each. 1 lakh each we'll do. Then what's the next step? You have to go through the adjustments. Read the adjustments. Already we have taken some adjustments in revaluation. Rest. What is the adjustment? Now we have to take in partners capital. There is goodwill of the firm. What is the journal entry for that? Adjustment entry. Adjustment goodwill. It is gaining partner debtor to retiring partner. And goodwill of the firm is given. You must compute retiring partner's share. So you have to do working note. That is to get the gaining ratio. So do working note, compute your gaining ratio, use the formula, no, new minus old ratio. And here the gaining ratio you will get as, A's you will get as, you must do the calculation. I am just writing the answer, but you must do the calculation. Then B's gain is equal to 1/6. What is the meaning of this? A neither gains nor sacrifices. That means in the journal entry, A shouldn't be written. A's capital should not be written In the entry, neither gains nor sacrifices. Only B is gaining. So the entry will be B's capital debtor to the retiring partner is C. So now we will do the posting. B's capital debtor to C's capital. So we will write 2 C's capital, and then B's column you must write the amount. And what will be the amount? Can we directly take goodwill of the firm? No. Out of that you must compute, that is out of 1,50,000, you must compute what is the retiring partner's share. That will be gained directly by the other partner, and the retiring partner's share is, see from the old ratio, C is the retiring partner, his share is 1/6, so you have to take 1,50,000 into 1/6. Understood? And now we have 25,000 that can be directly written because only B is the gaining partner. So no need to divide again this 25,000 in gaining ratio. Normally you will have to do that. Compute the retiring partner's share, then divide it between gaining partners in gaining ratio. Here directly you can write that amount. The simple journal entry is gaining partner's debtor to retiring partner. Retiring partner, what is the amount you are giving him? Out of 1,50,000, his share is 1/6. That's what we are giving him. That is will be given only by B. This is the posting. Similarly, you must write here by B's capital, and in C's column you must write 25,000. So that step is over. We referred the adjustment, we posted it. Next is, you have to see your balance sheet items. There is general reserve on the liability side. So that we will close, transfer it to the opposite side. By general reserve, the division will be, in the old ratio you have to divide it. So it is 30, 20, 10. So that is over. Yes. Now there is one more step. We did opening balance, we referred the adjustments, we looked into the balance sheet. The fourth step is transfer your profit or loss on revaluation. Here there is loss on revaluation that must be taken to the opposite side. So it will be to loss on revaluation. The amounts are 1,500, 1,000 and 500. With this, your partner's capital account is over. All 4 steps we have included. Next is compute the balancing figure. There is no adjustment of capital. So, balancing figure directly you can write as to balance carried out. But for the retiring partner, there is a difference. When you write the balancing figure as usual you have to compute. But while you write retiring partner's balancing figure, you can't write it as to balance carry down. Instead of that, you must write it as to, who is the retiring partner? B, no? C is the retiring partner. So this column. This column, you have to write the amount, and this must be transferred to C's loan account. This must be written as to C's loan account. Okay. Other 2 partners you can write as to balance carry down. Why it is not written to balance carry down for partner C? Because partner C is moving now. He is the retiring partner, is not there in the firm. When you do the new balance sheet, can we write C's capital in the new balance sheet? No, because C is no more a partner. You can write only A's and B's capital in the new balance sheet. And the amount you have to pay C, you remember the hidden goodwill case? The second figure less amount to be paid, first one is amount to be paid to C less C's adjustment, C's capital balance after all adjustments. And how we got that figure? This balancing figure is C's capital or retiring partner's capital after all adjustments. This is what we have to pay him. So what we are doing is we'll transfer it to his loan account, and this loan account will be shown in the liability side of balance sheet, which is payable by the firm. We can't show it as capital balances because C is no more a partner. So what you have to do is compute the balancing figures for A and for B. The other 2 partners you write as usual to balance carried out. For partner C, for the retiring partner, you transfer it to his loan account. If nothing is mentioned, always transfer to retiring partner's loan account. So now we'll write the balancing figures. 1,28,500, then 94,000, and for partner C, 1,34,500. So all these three are the balancing figures. Then you can just close your partner's capital. Next we have to do the balance sheet also. Balance sheet, I'll just show the new items. Rest you can complete. The new items means mainly it is the loan account and the capital balances. So capital accounts, when you write, you can write only for A and B. C is no more a partner. And from where will you take these A and B's figure? The balance carry down figures you have to take. 1,28,500 and 94,000. And for partner C, you have to write it as C's loan, which is 1,34,500. Understood? Don't write C's capital, C is no more a partner. So that C's loan must come on the liability side, that balancing figure. So this is the new adjustment which we have to learn in this chapter. Only this. Rest everything is same. Preparation of revaluation, partner's capital, the balance sheet, everything is same. And in the balance sheet, you don't have any new item. Okay, there is cash in hand and cash at bank. Will there be any change in these two figures? Are we getting anything new? Are we getting any new cash? No, it is not admission. At the time of admission, the new partner brought in capital, brought in goodwill and all. Now we are giving everything. Now, should we deduct this 1,34,500 from bank or from cash? No need. Cash in hand and cash at bank will show the same figure. That is, it will be 6,000 and 10,000 in the new balance sheet also. Meaning is, this amount we haven't paid yet, which we will pay later. That is why it is transferred to loan account. In case it is said in the question like we paid, then you must deduct from your cash. Understood? So here there is no change in cash in hand and cash at bank. So rest all items you must do, complete the balance sheet. These are the new items.